Hey everyone, my name is Jael. Thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel. This is the second video in my Music Business 101 series. If you haven't watched the first video, you might not fully understand some of the concepts we cover in this video, but don't worry, I've left a link in the description and I'm gonna pop it somewhere above my head. Just like in my last video, I'm going to do my best to have the timestamps as well as links to references in the YouTube description for easy reference. Here's a quick review of the last video in which we broke down the 4 categories of song ownership. 1. Lyrical sound recording. 2. Instrumental sound recording. 3. Lyrical composition. And 4. Instrumental composition. In this video, we're going to focus on the top half of the chart and what these things mean for vocalists, lyricists, and songwriters. Here are the key words and phrases for this video. Master recording, or just masters. In the music industry, the final sound recording in which all other copies are made is commonly referred to as the master recording, or the masters. Performers. These are the people that perform the lyrical or musical composition of the song. This includes singers, rappers, vocalists, musicians, and beat makers. All of these people are technically referred to as performers. Royalties. The money earned from performing, selling, and licensing sound recordings of a song is commonly referred to as royalties. Publishing royalties, or just publishing. This is the money earned from performing, selling, and licensing the composition of a song. Intellectual property. A work or an invention as a result of creativity to which one has rights, for which one can apply for a patent, copyright, or trademark. Lyrical and instrumental compositions are the types of intellectual property that we deal with in the music industry. And last but not least, placements. Now this is my definition, so it might vary from person to person. A commercial release of a lyrical or instrumental composition with an artist is commonly referred to as a placement. For example, if you're a songwriter and a record label wants to use your lyrics for their artist song, that would be considered a placement for the songwriter. Really quick, before we jump in, record labels are companies that represent the sound recording or the masters of a song, whereas publishing companies or publishers represent the composition of a song. Now that we've gotten the keywords and phrases out of the way, let's take a look back to our chart. In this video, we're only focusing on the top half of the chart, which is the lyrical row. So for example, I write and perform my own lyrics, which means I own 100% of the song. But let's see what would happen if I were to sign a record deal. When an artist signs a record deal, what happens? When an artist signs a record deal, the record label gives a cash advance and access to the label's resources in exchange for the exclusive rights to the artist's sound recordings, also known as their masters. This means that any sound recording made by the artist has to be approved by the record label before it can start to earn money. So if you're an artist and you get invited to make a guest appearance on your favorite animated show, the record label has to sign off on it. Why? Because it's a sound recording of your vocals, and according to your contract, they own the exclusive rights to that. Now remember that cash advance that the label gave to the artist? Well, that was just a loan, and that has to be repaid by record sales, royalties, streams, and any income that the record earns. So you might be wondering, how does a performing artist actually earn money on their record sales? Well, not to worry, the record label does give the artist a percentage of those sales. A very small percentage, like 10%. Now, just because record labels give advances that are really loans that you have to pay back, doesn't mean that they're a bad idea. Remember, labels have access to radio DJs, photographers, marketers, all types of resources that can be used to take your career to the next level. Not to mention, if you're in a tight spot and you need a way to pay your bills while still being able to create music, a record deal is not a bad option at all. However, when someone owns the rights to your masters, they have the say-so on whether or not the music gets released. Now, typically, it's in the best interest of the record label to actually release the music, since that's how they make money. But you can easily see how important it is for an artist to own their masters, or at least understand the contract that they're signing. Overall, if you have a good lawyer and you know what you want out of your record deal, it's not a bad idea to sign to a label. However, with today's technology, it's not necessary to sign to a record label. So really, you just have to weigh your options and see what's best for you. Now let's imagine what would happen if I signed a publishing deal. Publishing companies, similar to record labels, give cash advances and access to the company's resources in exchange for the rights to the composition of a song. Now, there are different publishing deals that a songwriter can sign. Some publishing companies only want to own a small percentage of the composition. Other publishing companies don't want to own any of the composition. They only want the right to collect, meaning that they'll help you collect your money from different organizations in different countries for a small fee. Just like record labels, publishing companies aren't just banks. A good publishing company will help you get in the studio with your favorite artists, different producers and songwriters, and help you elevate your craft to the next level. Not to mention, the cash advances that labels and publishers give you is basically your yearly salary, so that you don't have to work a 9-to-5 and you can focus on creating music. Now, this is just my opinion. This isn't legal advice. I'm not an entertainment lawyer. Please seek legal counsel before signing any contract. But you shouldn't give up more than 50% of your composition. By that, I mean you should always be the majority holder of your compositions. The songs that you write and create are your intellectual property, and by law, you can make money from those songs for a lifetime plus 70 years. Again, never give up the rights to your intellectual property unless you want that person to profit from your ideas. Always, always, always speak to a lawyer. It may be a lot of money up front, but long term, it could save you from a huge loss. Overall, if you have a good lawyer and you know what you want from your publishing deal, it's not a bad idea to sign a publishing deal. You have to weigh your options and see what's best for you. So here's a quick recap of what we learned in this video. Record labels represent sound recordings, and publishing companies represent compositions. Never give up the rights to your compositions and intellectual property unless you want someone else to profit from your creativity. If you're a performing artist, you owe it to yourself to know the contents of the agreement that you're signing. Always speak to a lawyer. Overall, the best deal for a performer or a songwriter is the deal that best fits their needs. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next video where I go in depth on music business for producers, instrumentalists, and composers. Share this video with an upcoming artist, like the video if you like it, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any new content. Until next time, bye.